beautiful friends, and welcome back to my channel. This is Nova Gnome Creations, and I'm Nova, and I'm so happy to see you today. I hope that you and your loved ones are doing well and taking care of the best that you guys can. I hope you're having a good week so far, and that you're getting in a little time for you today, and hopefully a little time for you every day, even if it's just 5 minutes. Just some time only for you, time that you're not doing something for somebody else, not doing something that you gotta do, but just taking a deep breath and doing something that you enjoy. So I am on here today doing a little tag that was started by Manfa's Makes, which I will tag down in the comments below, or in the description box below. If you have never checked out Manfa's Makes, what are you doing? Go check them out. They have an awesome channel. It is Sam and Mike over there. Mike is there for some of the videos, and Sam is always there for the videos, and I love them to bits, so definitely check them out if you haven't. They started something called the M&M tag, which is Mike and Manfa, because Sam is Manfa. And I thought it was so cute, and I was like, yes, I have to get in on this. So it is 10 questions for crocheters, and you are welcome to join in on this. I will tag a couple of people at the end of my video, but if I don't tag you, I would still love it if you did it. Obviously, I can't sit here and tag everybody in the universe. That would take forever. But I'll tag a couple people, and if you do not have a channel, feel free to answer it down in the comment section. I would love to see what your guys' responses are. So, without further ado, let us jump into the M&M tag. So, the first question is, what is your favorite stitch to use for wearables? I haven't made a whole lot of wearables, and I think the only stitch I've used for wearables that I think of is double crochet. I made 2 baby sweaters, a baby dress, a hexagon cardigan, and a tank top, and a crop top. So I guess I've made a decent amount of wearables, actually, now that I'm like listing all of them. But I'm pretty sure all of them were double crochets, except double crochets and single crochets. Now, I did do like granny clusters, you know, of like three double crochets, or like at the points of that tank top, you know, you do like a double crochet and then a chain and then a double crochet to make it into a certain shape. I'm trying to think of how you do the bottom of that baby dress that I did. It's got like scallop shapes, but I'm pretty sure it's all still just double crochets. So I think the only thing I could say as far as a favorite stitch for wearables would be double crochets. I do love a double crochet. It works up fast. So yeah, double crochets. Number 2, what is your favorite stitch to use for household items? My favorite stitch to use, I have a piece of hair stuck in my eyelashes. My favorite stitch to use for household items would probably be, I don't know the name of it. There is a stitch. Let me see if I wrote it down, maybe, if I know what it's called. Is my notebook down here? Is this the right notebook? No, that's not the right notebook. Oh, there it is. One moment while I do some research. There is a stitch. So I'm not sure if this has a name, but there is the Easy and Fast Washcloth by TL Yarn Crafts on YouTube. And you do single crochet, skip a chain, single crochet 3 in the same stitch, skip 2 chains, single crochet 3 in the same stitch, and you repeat that all the way across. And then you turn when you get to the end of the round, single crochet in the same stitch, single crochet in the second, single crochet of the cluster, and then 3 in the same stitch. And I don't know if there's a name for this. You guys will have to tell me if there's a name for it. I don't want to like, it's a tutorial, so I don't want to like say everything that you do for it because I don't want to like take away the thunder of the tutorial. But I also don't know if this is just a stitch that I'm explaining, like a stitch pattern that I'm explaining. But basically you make like the little clusters and skip stitches, and then like the next round you're going to like single crochet into the top of the cluster, skip stitches, and then like do your other cluster. But they're single crochet ones. So I don't know if there's a name for that stitch or not. But yeah, I think that that would be my favorite one for household items. What's your, number 3 is, what is your favorite stitch to use for blankets? I actually am working on a blanket right now for my new niece. One second. Okay, I had to go get it. So I'm working on a blanket right now for my new niece that's not born yet. And she's not going to be born until like February. But I wanted to get an early start on it because I know it's going to take me a while and I'm working on like 700 other things. But let me get this out of here without getting it stuck in a zipper, preferably. I'm doing, let me find my spot. I'm doing, alternating rows of single crochets and, let me try to focus this for you guys. I'm doing alternating rows of single crochets and crossed double crochets. So it's really simple, but it creates like a textured effect and just kind of gives like a little bit of intrigue more than just doing like regular double crochets. So you'll do like a round or a row of single crochets just in every stitch. And then for the crossed double crochet round, I'm so used to doing things in the round, I just say round automatically. For the crossed double crochet row, you like go back and double crochet, and then you like, or you double crochet and then you go back and you double crochet. So you want to skip a stitch every time so that you can go back and double crochet into that stitch that you skipped, and it creates this crossed effect. There you go. So I think that that's going to look pretty cool. I'm doing this in, I know this isn't supposed to be about this blanket, but I'm doing this in this baby bee yarn. And I've got several different colorways, and I'm going to, when I run out of one skein, I'm going to go to the next one so that it'll kind of be an ombre blanket in like, you know, baby colors, and also really, really soft. This yarn is really soft, and this is going to be really light and airy. So it'll be like a very nice, like light and soft blanket. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this cross double crochet right now for a blanket. Number 4, what is your least favorite stitch? So there is this stitch that you do to make crochet look like knit. That's probably my least favorite stitch because it is very tedious. I don't know if there's a name for that stitch, but it's basically, like a crochet knit. It looks like it's to make crochet look like knitting. And it's really tedious. So that would probably be my least favorite. I will say also, though, it may have just been the pattern that I did it in, because I've done one pattern twice. If you guys have seen me in my previous videos, I made a hollow knight, and I made another hollow knight, like a bigger version of it. And you do these crochet stitches to look like knit stitches for the cloak or cape or whatever you want to call it. And it could just be the pattern for that makes it so tedious. Maybe if they weren't such tight stitches and trying to make like these weird little like strandy bits at the bottom of the cloak, maybe it wouldn't be so annoying. But I definitely found that to be the most annoying stitch that I've done. Number 5, what is your least favorite stitch or way of joining pieces together? Sewing is my least favorite way of joining pieces together, but unfortunately sometimes you have to. Sewing together pieces of amigurumi, or honestly just sewing in general. Sewing pieces of amigurumi together is a special kind of frustrating, but definitely a necessary thing to make plushies, and so worth it because I love making plushies. But it is my least favorite way. If there was like a crochet way of attaching all my limbs and everything and all my little pieces that I make together, I totally would. And then also like for, blankets and stuff like that, like larger projects where you're connecting things together, sewing is a lot slower than crochet. I would rather crochet pieces together anytime I can, but sometimes you gotta sew things together. It just, it just has to go that way. But that would be my least favorite way of joining things together. Number 6, what stitch have you not yet tried but want to? So in their video, they were talking about if they hadn't already done mosaic, Mike's would have been mosaic. Mosaic is actually something I have not tried yet, and I want to try it. I'm planning on trying that soon. I'm just currently, I side-eyed while I'm saying this. I am currently working on so many things. I have a pile of yarn that goes up to here, you guys, right next to me, and I'm using all of it. So I'm just working on so many things, but soon I plan on trying mosaic crochet. I also would like to try a houndstooth pattern. I love houndstooth, and I would love to try crocheting like a houndstooth design for something at some point. I don't know what. Yeah. What was that? 6. Was that it? Yeah. Okay, so 7. What type of crochet stitching do you most enjoy? Traditional, mosaic, tapestry, graphghan, etc. Out of those, I have only done traditional. I haven't done mosaic, tapestry, or graphghan. So I would probably have to say traditional because I haven't done the other ones yet. But I would like to try, let me make sure this isn't a question that comes up still. I would like to try, Tunisian, and I would like to try mosaic. Honestly, I would like to try everything at some point. But yeah, I've only really done traditional. My favorite thing to crochet is amigurumi. I love plushies in general. Just like, I have a really, really big soft spot for plushies. They're one of my favorite things. And making plushies has been an interest of mine longer than crochet, like by far. I attempted to sew plushies multiple times. I did sew plushies multiple times, but it is very hard. And I prefer to crochet them because they come out so much nicer. So yeah, making plushies is something, I guess if you wanted, I think making amigurumi would probably be like kind of its own thing, I would say. That would probably be the one that I most enjoy. I love finishing an amigurumi and like having created a little creature. Like, it just feels so like magical and lifelike, like I created this little being. Number 8, what stitch most impresses you in a crocheted piece? So, she explained in the tag video that I watched for this that means like when you're looking at a crocheted piece, what stitch like stands out to you as like being really cool. Spike stitches. I really like spike stitches. I think that they add like dimension to crochet, because you're kind of like almost layering the crochet stitches, and it just adds like a really cool effect to it. I just love the way that spike stitches work, or how they look. I also just learned something recently that I'm thinking I'm gonna probably do a tutorial for, but I'm working on a hat that has, as one of the things that you do as part of the pattern, is something called an invisible bobble stitch. I believe it's an invisible bobble stitch. It's either invisible bobble stitch or a hidden bobble stitch. I had never heard of it before that, and then I had to look it up and see what it was. It is really cool, and I definitely think it looks really nice. Basically, it's like normally how you work your bobble stitch, how you'll have like the single crochets in between, and then you're gonna have your bobble stitch, which is like a bigger, like, you know, puffed up kind of stitch, and then you go back to being smaller again with your single crochets. Basically, you work the rows around it in a way that you can cover up the single crochets, so you'll have like a solid wall of color, and then a bobble stitch will just come out of nowhere in a different color, and then it'll go back to being like the solid wall of color, and it like the color goes all around the bobble stitch, so the bobble stitch really stands out. It's super cool, and I was thinking I want to incorporate that in more projects like going forward. Now that I know about it, it's definitely going to be something that I incorporate. Number 9, is there a stitch you really loathe doing and will avoid patterns that contain it? Did I already answer that? Oh, the other one was, what is your least favorite stitch? Okay, so this isn't a stitch, to answer this one differently than the other one. It isn't a stitch that I, loathe doing necessarily, but I do avoid patterns that contain it. And it is the bean stitch, because the only time I've ever tried to do the bean stitch, I could not do it. And this could have been because of when I tried to do it. I haven't been crocheting for a super long time. But when I tried to do the bean stitch before, I couldn't get my crochet hook, like I couldn't pull through all of those loops. I guess it was just wound too tightly. I just couldn't pull through all of them, and like it would get caught and the yarn would split and stuff. I tried like a bunch of times, and then I just gave up on the bean stitch. It was when I was designing that, what did I call that hat? You guys remember that hat I did with all the bobble stitches and the puff stitches? Bloop bloop hat. I was like, I called it something weird. I couldn't remember what it was. You guys remember when I was designing that bloop bloop hat? If you don't, you're probably like, what in the world? But I made this hat that has like a bunch of puff stitches and bobble stitches and popcorn stitches and stuff. And the idea was that it would be very textured and like bubbly and stuff. I tried to do bean stitches too, and it was my first time doing bean stitches. And like I said, I could not do them. So now I'm like afraid of bean stitches and I purposely avoid bean stitches. And the last question, number 10, what is your favorite stitch, basic and combination? My favorite stitch, I think, is the offset Trinity stitch. I learned that from a tutorial for a granny square that I did a while back. This was probably like a year ago at this point. It was the Hodgepodge Blanket Crochet Along by Cozy Rosie here on YouTube, and I will try to remember to link that, to link her in the description box as well, so that you can check it out if you're interested. But one of the squares that she did is the offset Trinity stitch square, and I have talked about this square a lot. I was like really obsessed with it, and I've probably tagged her channel so many times. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. I've probably tagged her channel so many times just because of me talking about that stitch. But I really love the way it looks. It is so cool looking to me. I wonder if that would be considered a stitch or like a basic stitch or a combination. I am not sure. I'm gonna assume that that would be considered a combination. I'm not sure. But just for like a basic stitch, like I'm thinking like single crochets, half doubles, doubles, and triples are probably what I would consider basic stitches. It depends on what I'm doing with them. Okay, so if I'm trying to work something up quickly, or I want it to be more airy and flexible and soft and whatnot, I would do a double crochet. But I do single crochets more than any other stitch because they're very versatile. You can do single crochets for everything. You can literally make anything with a single crochet. I mean, you can make amigurumi, you could make a hat, you could make a wearable. It would take longer to do all single crochets because they're not as tall of a stitch, but it is the most versatile stitch. I could do like any type of thing with a single crochet. So, it would really depend on what it is you're trying to do, but just because of the versatility, I'm going to say single crochet. Now, if we're talking about like which one brings me the most joy to do, I find these questions difficult because I actually don't really hate stitches. I don't really hate any stitches, and I kind of just like doing all of them. I really enjoy crochet. But it's so difficult. I'm gonna be a basic biatch and say the double crochet. I think everybody just loves the double crochet. But I also really do love half double crochets. I think half double crochets have their place, and they're fun to do. You can do half double crochets when you're wanting a fatter stitch that's going to kind of fill in more, and it's a little bit taller than a single crochet. But double crochets are just really fun to do because the fluidity of the motion, and it feels like you're crocheting so fast when you do them. And sometimes I enjoy doing triple crochets too, just because it feels so weird to be like wrapping around your hook so many times. I don't think I would want to do like a bajillion triple crochets, but like usually when I do things with triple crochets, it's just like the odd one here and there, you know, as part of like a sequence or something. So like they're kind of fun to do. I kind of look forward to them when I see them. That's probably not a great answer, but that's my answer. So that is the M&M crochet tag and my answers. Like I said, feel free to leave your answers in the comments if you don't have a channel. I am going to tag a couple of people. Let me just, in order to make this seem more fair and not like show any bias, I'm just going to go look at my subscriptions real quick, and I'm going to pick a couple people that are the first people that pop up. That way, it doesn't feel like I'm leaving anybody out, because there's so many people I could tag, and I can't tag everybody. Okay, guys, so I am going to tag, let's say 4 people. I'm going to tag Tap Mama 73 in the Beg Brigade, so Amanda. I'm going to also tag Amanda at Obsessive Crochet Lady. And I'm going to tag Amy at Hooked on Wishing Crochet. And I'm going to tag... I'm scrolling through trying to find crochet channels. I don't only follow crochet channels. And I'm going to tag Ella at No Catchy Name Crochet. So there we go, guys. I've got 4 people I'm tagging, but like I said, if I didn't tag you in this video, please feel free to still do it. I'm open tagging you, so like tag at everybody. There you go. I tagged you. So feel free to do it. I would love to hear what your answers are. And I hope you guys had fun with this little tag, and I will see you guys on the next video. Bye, guys.